Hey, guess what, guys? It's Nerd News now, but we're not in front of the green screen. We're in the middle of the con scene, a Fandemic Tour in Houston at the Energy Center, Miss Jen, Ashford, and we're gonna go check it out right now.
Yeah, let's go do it.
Fandemic and Artist Alley, one of the cool things to do here. And now a man who drew my childhood and many people's childhood, Tome Cook.
How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. You drew everything, all of my favorite characters, He-Man, Super Friends, Scooby-Doo. What do people most know you for drawing?
Well, I don't think anybody knows me for drawing anything because being an animator, your name's just kind of in the credits and nobody really remembers you. But the very first show I ever worked on was Challenge of the Super Friends in 1978. And then eventually I moved over to Filmation and worked on He-Man. And He-Man's probably the biggest project I did. Movie-wise, it was Roger Rabbit. Roger Rabbit. I worked on that as well.
And that's a super iconic film. Who is your favorite character to draw?
My favorite character to draw, well, that would be Jessica Rabbit.
Well, thanks so much for making it down to Houston. Hope you're having a great con.
Oh, it's been fun. I'm glad that the second hurricane didn't hit.
Us too, trust me.
We had one coming this way. So anyway, it was really great talking with you.
Hey, it's Mark here on the floor at Fandemic Tour. I'm here with Jeb. Jeb, can you tell me what the Zombie Walk is besides me before I have my coffee every morning?
So the Houston Zombie Walk is a nonprofit organization. We vendor out to different cons as well as host our own events all year long. We have Christmas with Krampus. That's our Christmas event. We have an event called Carpocalypse. It's a post-apocalyptic car event. And we have a couple other pop-up events that come out through each year. We raise money all year long for kids' scholarships. We have first responders, EMS, veterinary, and art degrees that we have available. Last couple of checks that we've given out have been about $10,000 a piece.
That's awesome. That gives like a whole new meaning to the term scared straight.
Yeah.
Because you're scaring people and then putting people on a great path.
Our program is actually called Too Ghoul for School. So, I mean, that's what we're all about, is helping out our future generation.
All right, and then when's the next event in Houston, and how can people sign up?
It is the Houston Halloween Fest by the Houston Zombie Walk. It'll be October 20th. It is in the Houston Heights district. It's going to be on 19th Street. We're going to have the entire street closed out from both directions. We're going to have live venues. We're going to have performers, some clowns out there. We're going to have a kids section. It's pet friendly. You can sign up if you go to the actual, HoustonZombieWalk.com. You'll be able to find us and sign up on there.
Awesome, thanks.
No problem. Thank you.
Well, Ashford's supposed to be co-hosting this with me right now, but he gets stopped every 5 seconds because his incarnation of the Fourth Doctor is awesome. Hey, good! I'm so glad you made time to be on Nerd News Now with me.
Yeah.
Man, you get stopped every 5 seconds.
It's something about the power of Tom Baker, and it's the power of this scarf. My friend Marianne Ingalls, she made this, but for this interview, I'm going to say that Madame Nostradamus made this scarf, and I don't know what it is, just the power of Doctor Who and Tom Baker.
And you and I have been to like 10 cons before. I'm the type of person who either just like this or I have to have like 2 or 3 costumes per con. You stick to this pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Now that's something that's interesting too. When I first started cosplaying, I went as Green Lantern, and then when I got into Doctor Who, I think I did the 11th Doctor once, and then once I got into Tom Baker, I just do this at every con. This is my default.
And what do you think of Fandemic? I mean, we're walking the floor together, obviously, but you've been to Artist Alley yet?
I've been to Artist Alley. I went there yesterday, today's Saturday, and it's a good vibe here. People are friendly. I'm bumping into people I hadn't seen in a while, so that's awesome.
Well, there's a lot more to check out, so let's go check it out.
Hello, I'm Ashford right over here with the Nerd News Now. We are at, we've mentioned this a lot of times before, we're at Fandemic Houston, all right? And we have to the left of me, but it's your right, Rags Morales. Hello, Rags.
How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you for asking. Now, I'm going to ask some heartfelt questions. Okay, one, you did some work on the Justice Society of America, and that's my heart. And especially back then, you had this classic kind of style. Like, it kind of reminded me of the 30s, 40s. And since they're kind of like a classic team, not kind of, they're the first superhero team ever. Can you talk about your run on there, please?
Sure. Are you asking me why I was inspired to go in that direction?
Yes.
Okay, well, every good artist, if you're a good artist, in my opinion, you have to understand your characters. And the characters are from whatever genre they are. If I were to do Spider-Man, I'd bring it right back to the 60s. If I were to do Adam Strange, I would give you that whole Forbidden Planet kind of feel, you know? So you have to get to the core of a character in order to speak to the character, because there's a history there and you cannot lose that for your audience. Very important. So yeah, when I did JSA, absolutely. I wanted to pull back that whole 30s, 40s, that whole FDR era of things. Yeah, right on.
Because, you know, there were, there's a lot of comics about JSA versus the United States of America with those trials and, unfortunately, like, those going after people as far as blacklisted and all that.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, it's all part of America, man. It's all growing pains. America's always been about growing pains, from the Revolutionary War to Trump.
Wow. So, look, I want to ask you another question, still going in that DC direction. I'm sorry. Identity crisis. Yeah. All right. Elongated man. Yeah. When the tears, just that page, it kills me every time just thinking about it. Can you talk about that again?
Oh, geez. Okay, well, that particular scene when he's holding his wife, right? Sue Dibney, right on. The original script said he wanted Shawshank's Redemption, right? That scene where there's like the camera straight on, there's rain pouring down. Here's the thing. To me, Sue Dibney's death is a weight on him. And if I were to go from the top down to have him stretch up, it would look corny. Yeah. Right. And Sue Dibney being like way down at the bottom. So I decided to change the angle a bit. And Brad, bless him, he went right with it. And I changed the angle so that I could feel the stretch, and then you could feel the weight of his loss. Right? Because that's his woman. That's his life. That's his love. And he was never the same after that. So I really wanted to make sure that we hammered home the point that this man is desperate to bring back something that's not coming back. And I think we could all relate to that, right?
Yeah, and the one spouse allowed in the tower, correct?
Right on.
And then just one more question before we go, Mr. Rags Morales. Your modern project right now, can you tell us a little bit about it over here?
Well, Amory Wars, all right. Anybody who's a fan of Coheed and Cambria, they're a rock band, progressive metal. Claudio Sanchez is the lead singer and guitarist. If you don't know Coheed and Cambria, kind of take Avenged Sevenfold and smash it with Rush. And that's basically Coheed and Cambria. Now, Amory Wars is in 2 parts, fiction, non-fiction, about a story of a writer named Ryder the Writing Writer, who suffers from schizophrenia and he won't take his medication because it interferes with his creativity of the story that he's trying to get out. That's the nonfiction part. And his girlfriend is trying to get him to take his medication. He won't do it. One of his biggest delusions that he has is his 10-speed bicycle turns into a fiery demon called 10-speed, tries to convince him to kill his girlfriend.
Wow, I got to get my hands on that, most definitely.
Right on. Yeah. I just got done with it. The 12th issue, I think, is out now in September.
So, Rags Morales, I'm Ashford Wright. I really appreciate you doing this interview. I was asking some personal questions. I don't know if that was professional or not, but I just needed to know those answers. I'm here with the Nerd News Now, and we're at the Fandemic Tour in Houston, Texas. There you have it.
All right, guess what? I found a cosplay dog. We're at Fandemic Tour. This is Merly, the cosplay dog. Merly, I'm really sorry if I wasn't supposed to give away your secret identity. I know you're the Bart Knight right now, but I already did it. Her owner is Amanda, and they have an awesome story. I'm going to let Amanda tell you about that. How did this all get started?
Well, it started when I went to like a first couple cons that I went to back in 2016, and she was my service dog, and I didn't like even know about dressing up to Comic Cons. It was like the first one I went to was Comic Palooza of 16. And so I went and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I should make a costume. And then I decided, oh, I should make her one too, because, you know, she's with me and I can have her match or something. So the first one I did was after I saw the Deadpool movie. We went to Alamo City Comic Con 2016, and she was Dogpool and I was Magneto, and that was like the first costumes we ever made. And everyone really seemed to think it was cool. They were like, oh, that's really cool how you incorporated your dog that's working with you. So, and then I just started making a bunch of costumes, but that was it.
And by a bunch, she means a bunch. Up to, you said 62 different costumes so far?
Yeah, Merly has 62, and I just got my wiener dog a year ago, and I just started making hers in April, and she has about 10.
And what's her name? She's in training, right?
It's Kirby. She's in training. She's her name's Kirby. And yeah, she's I'm taking it slow with her just because Merly still has probably 3 or 4 years left of working. As you can see, she's kind of tired right now.
Dog tired, yes.
Tired. But yeah, we've been here all morning, so she's just taking a break.
Well, it's very awesome she has a sidekick now, so that must open up the cosplay possibilities even more.
Yeah, it's really fun. A lot of people really like the Batman and Robin a lot. I'll take them out to like some events around town, like just regular Halloween events, and people are like, oh my gosh. But I think it's probably my favorite one of them so far. But I have the Incredibles for them, and I have some Overwatch duos for them. And another popular one is Deadpool and Negasonic Teenage Warhead or Hydra Bob. She has both of those. So it's really fun.
Well, it looks like Merly's ready to go back to the Batcave. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time, and y'all have a good one.
And this is Ashford Wright back again, and we're out here at Fandemic Tour, and I have to the right of me, we have Mira. Hello.
Hi.
And to my left, we have Wonder Woman.
Hello.
All right, so you've been doing this Houston scene. What do you think about Fandemic Tour thus far, Wonder Woman?
I love it. It's great to see, familiar faces and all these cosplayers around. So it's always awesome to be here.
Okay, so we're in September, and it's still really hot as all get out. As a cosplayer, and especially like with you, you're not wearing shorts, you're fully clothed. What is that like as a cosplayer as you're battling the elements of the humidity and the Houston weather?
It's horrible. It's so horrible. So I see other people cosplaying in their full gear, and I know their pain. It's so hot, but we do it for fun. So
when the next cosplay that you do, what do you have in mind?
I'm actually doing Donna Troy, and it's for Alamo City Comic Con. Yes.
All right, and what about Mira, your next cosplay idea?
Well, I'm just fixing up my Hela. I'm taking her to San Antonio also.
Okay, so they're both going to Alamo City Con, but we're not going to talk about that. We're talking about Fandemic Tour. But this is something you need to think about. So what do you think about the current status of the DCU, the DCEU?
I'm just hoping it stays together like it is right now. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, right now there's a job opening. Superman, the guy that played him, Henry Cavill, he's leaving off. He's probably going to play James Bond or do something Londonly like. But we have a new contestant to be probably the next Superman in DCEU, and that is...
This is Mark from Nerd News Now. I'm trying out for Superman. Check this out. I'm Clark Kent. Now I'm Superman. You didn't recognize the difference.
Well, Clark Kent swirl goes this way. Superman swirl goes a little bit that way. And we'll catch you next time after this segment.
Hey, it's Mark here at Fandemic. I'm taking a break because we always pause when we see a cause, and we are at the Sugar Glider table. I saw this awesome art, the vibrant green character with a purple black mohawk. I saw ex-ambassadors, and so I stopped to check this out. It says Comics with a Cause. Now, can you tell us all about this?
Yes. So my daughter is 12 years old, and she's written this comic. The superhero gets powers from a meteor shower that falls on her town. But the most important superhero power that she gets is an enlarged empathy. And the antagonists in the book are all personifications of problems that kids will face. So LGBTQ, suicide, mental illness, self-image bullying, all of that. She's got characters drawn up for all of it. The band Ex-Ambassadors is a part of the first series. They help the superhero find out the problem with the antagonist. So it's really cool. It's a comic with a cause, we call it.
And in today's world with all this going on, empathy could not be needed anymore. So you must be super proud of her and just the ability to put all these issues out there to where other kids can get that within reach.
Yeah, super proud of her, and it is an important thing right now. Kids, they need an outlet. It's amazing what she's been able to do. She's taken it national. She's one of the youngest authors, and for her to be able to twist it to where you can help somebody instead of, how normally villains, they fight. And this one, she doesn't want to fight a villain. She wants the superhero to help the villains. The villains. We don't even call them a villain, really, but you get the premise, yeah.
Where can people get their hands on this? Can they go to their local comic shop or ask them to order it, or is it online?
So right now we're working with local comic shops, but we are from Utah, so this is Texas. We're not, we haven't come to Texas yet as far as comic stores, but we are on glidercomics.com, and comics is COMIX, glidercomics.com, and you can order the book there. Books, there's 2 books now.
That's awesome. It definitely looks worth checking out. That Sugar Glider, Comics with a Cause. All right, guys. Well, that's all we have from Fandemic Tour in Houston at the Energy Center. Ashford and I had an awesome time, but our ride is here, and it's time for us to take off. See you next time on Nerd News Now.